Hey, where's about 15 minutes?
Boss, MRT big dog. Don't bring me to MRT lah.
I don't care. I'm going to deduct $50 from your pay.
Do you know that technically speaking, your boss can't do that? Let's say you are late for 15 minutes, the maximum that he can do is to take 15 minutes worth of salary from your pay, and not any amount that he likes. There are actually many things in Singapore that bosses can't do to you, but you do because you're scared. Here are 10 of them, show them to your bosses so that he won't suka-suka deduct your pay. As mentioned earlier, your boss cannot suka-suka deduct your pay just because you're late. They can only deduct the amount based on how late you are. For example, this handsome man friend over here earns $100 a day and works 10 hours a day. If he's late for 1 hour, his maximum deduction is only $10 because he's paid $10 per hour. Some companies set the standard rate for deduction, which is $50 for just being a few minutes late. This is actually against the law. Going for a course provided by a company after office hours? If so, the company must still pay you for the extra hours you spend attending the course. It doesn't matter that you're not working during this period, that is still time off your personal time. However, in this bleak economic climate, companies might not be willing to send their workers for training and pay for their allowance. So, for Budget 2017, NTUC PME advocate Patrick Tay is lobbying for the government to fund training leave for the workers to go for SkillsFuture courses. This happens very often in Singapore.
Boss, I sent wrong email. I emailed Justin from Coco Private Limited instead of Dustin from Jojo Private Limited. Sorry, boss. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Sorry, boss.
Why are you so useless?
Sorry, boss. Sorry.
Get out. I'm going to deduct $500 from your salary.
This isn't against the law if it's just a threat. But if you really deducted that money, that's illegal. You see, your boss cannot suka-suka deduct your pay just for any minor mistakes. For example, if he spoils the company computer worth $5,000, the maximum that he can do is to deduct 25% of his monthly pay. Know your rights, you Lunchun people. Oh, I almost spoiled that computer. Now, if you have somehow given your boss a valid reason to cut your pay, like you are late for 3 hours every day, or you spoil 5 computers in a month, that can't be more than 50% of your pay. But of course, if it's so serious, I don't think you should be worried about deductions. You should be more worried about your job. Do you know that if you work for 6 hours, you're entitled to a 45 minutes break? This is why there's always a lunch or dinner break in a 12-hour shift. However, if the nature of your work requires you to work up to a maximum of 8 hours, there should be a break to have your meal. Think you're a superhero who can work 24 hours a day? Well, too bad, cause the law and your body wants you to rest. As an employee, the maximum number of hours you can work is 12 hours a day, unless one of these occur. An accident or the threat of an accident, work that is essential to the life of the community, national defense or security, urgent work to be done to a machinery or a plant, and interruption of work that is impossible to foresee. Now you know why shift work is always kept at 12 hours per shift, right? It doesn't matter whether clients have made payment or not. Your boss must pay you at least once a month. They can pay you more often, but never less. Don't ever believe any sob stories from your boss about paying you 2 months later due to cash flow issues or whatnot. The law ensures that you'll always have bread on your table if you work. As long as you earn more than $500 a month, your boss must contribute to your CPF. Don't just gong accept the fact that just because you can't see or use the money now, you can let it disappear into thin air. Except interns lah, interns only CPF mah. Now you know why bosses serve interns, right? Ever seen scenes in movies where bosses tear up your resignation letter? Here, we have acted one out for you.
Boss, I'm resigning. I'm quitting to be a housefly.
No. I don't care. I don't approve. Go out. Get back to work, you CCV.
They can't do that. When you throw a resignation letter, you are not seeking for approval, but making a statement. Anyway, if you have thrown the letter before, it's best to leave, because no bosses would want an uncommitted staff there to demoralize the whole office. To us Singaporean workers, doing OT is second nature. But not all OT done is valid. Just check out the video that we did on this topic in the link above. Now, regardless of whether you are entitled to OT pay or not, remember this. OT is always voluntary, never compulsory. The boss cannot force you to do OT. He or she can ask you to do OT, but they can't fire you if you didn't do it. Quite self-explanatory, right? Here, we have prepared a skit for you.
You're so beautiful.
So ugly.
It's quite obvious that that's sexual harassment, but here's another one.
You stupid or what? I tell you to message Jasmine, you go and message Justin. Go use your brain or not, huh? Stupid idiot.
If your boss has any physical contact with you, it's not just the Employment Act. You'll be facing criminal charges instead. So, now that you know your rights as an employee, here's one more thing you should do. Let more people know about this video. Because trust me, there's a lot of unreasonable bosses here in Singapore.
It's a